Om Sthapakaya cha dharmasya sarvadharmasvarupine avataravarishtaya Ramakrishnaya te namaha. Master to Manilal. Gauri used to worship his wife with offerings of flowers. All women are manifestations of Divine Mother. Now, Manilal is telling, "True sir, I don't relish the worries and troubles of the world. I don't relish the worries. The worries and troubles, how does the term relish accompanies? Because no one likes troubles or worries. Relishing term doesn't come there at all. He is considering the enjoyments and possessions after which, especially the modern trend of materialism, he is speaking about that. All this, anything you catch, anything you hold, it's a problem. I want to enjoy. Enjoyment for anything, any object or person or this, that you hold. It is a series of problems and troubles. So, I don't relish the problems and troubles means he is seeing everyone relishes the enjoyments, overlooking the problems, and they are ready to suffer, they are ready to undergo all the troubles for the sake. It's like a huge amount of energy being spent for getting a drop of joy. Whole life he struggles, maintains his family, this, that, all that. Because one of the things, important things is the nature, drives of the nature. Another thing is our own cravings that we have cultivated lives after lives, which is a part of our karmic load. Both are driving. So when something is driving from within, nothing to say, till one gets tired and exhausted of running, then the awareness changes. Here we see most of the people are running after the worldly enjoyments when the ocean of bliss is within, when great joy comes by serving others, sacrificing, or small sacrifices that you do for others gives much more joy, pure happiness, which is not associated with suffering or bondage or problems. In serving others, loving others, you can put any amounts of energy. It will be removing the suffering of others and your own evolution to higher levels of consciousness where you are eternally free from all bondages and sufferings. So this process, when it's open, we enter into a thing, a whirlpool, where I'm going to be caught, never be able to come back again. So this aspect, he says, I don't relish the problems and troubles. That is, running after the things aimlessly and endlessly, by which somewhere, a drop of enjoy, we don't say enjoyment, but pleasures, sense pleasures. real enjoyment and peace, happiness is there in serving God, serving people and loving people, serving this nature and loving in this nature. It's the safest enjoyment which keeps you constantly evolving to higher and higher levels of consciousness. Whereas all other worldly are transitory, which will put you into suffering and bondage. And then you'll be entering into the involution process instead of evolution process, going deeper and deeper into entanglement. Manilal, smiling. Master, Gauri used to worship his wife with offering of flowers. All the manifestations, all women are manifestations of divine. Now when he says, I don't relish the world, you don't relish the world, but there are higher souls who are treating this. What you don't want to enjoy, you are trying to give up. They are worshipping. See, look at the person, Gauri. He is worshipping his wife with offering flowers at her feet. You can imagine, I don't relish is different from, I don't relish is, I am coming to the neutral gregare. I am coming back, I don't relish. But there is a higher level where the object of enjoyment itself is seen as divine. Now when you see a woman as Divine Mother or manifestation of Divine Mother, what will be your state? It is complete manifestation, highest manifestation of the inner divinity that is hiding within, hidden within. So small things, when love expands to the neighbors, you will see the divinity is manifesting little. When you start beginning the services, who wants what? Just visual and keeping running, not intentionally, but it is because it must become your second nature to unknowingly, with effortlessly be able to understand, observe others' needs. This is called implicit. Explicit is after telling. Somebody comes and asks for service, you offer the service. It is explicit. You understand the need and serve without being asked, then it is implicit. So that implicit services be an intuitive understanding. It is not connected with spirit at all. It is just a mental state, something like sixth sense, which can, with effortlessly understand, find out the needs of others. This must become your nature. When it becomes your nature, when you love nature and be in tune with the nature, then it becomes easy for you. Every door will be opening up for you. So the highest way of manifesting the manifestation of the inner divinity is to worship all women mentally and where it is accessible practically. The most thing is one's own wife, on which he has total freedom, both from the scriptural authority, from the social authority. Now that object is worshipping as Divine Mother. Means look at the heights of purity, heights of wisdom, that how the nature takes a soul to higher and higher levels of freedom. You can see. Otherwise, we'll remain slave of our own passions. Manilal. Master is telling to Manilal, please tell them the little story of yours. Topic is changing. Manilal smiling. Here the Advaita concept or the Adhyayana, the learning, scriptural studies, all this, whatever we do, it must move with the practical. The practice must go with the theory, theory must go with the practice. Whatever I study, whatever I read, I must be able to implement in life, see its results. So then it is meaningful. In that context, Manilal, smiling, he is telling the story. Once several men were crossing the Ganges in a boat. One of them, a Pandit, was making great display of his erudition, saying that he had studied various books, the Vedas, the Vedanta, and 6 systems of philosophy. He asked a fellow passenger, do you know Vedanta? No, revered sir. The Sankhya and Patanjala? No, revered sir. Have you read no philosophy whatsoever? No, revered sir. The Pandit was talking in this way, and the passenger sitting in silence. When great storm arose and the boat was about to sink, the passenger asked the Pandit, can you swim? No, replied the Pandit. The passenger said, I don't know Sankhya and Patanjala, but I can swim. The story goes, he asks, have you read the Bhagavad Gita? He says, no. Do you know a little of its contents at least? He says, no. Then he says, quarter of your life is wasted. Then he asks, have you read the Vedanta and Patanjala? He says, no. Half your life is gone. Then he asks, have you read at least Puranas and other Smritis? He says, no, I have not read anything. He says, 3/4 of your life is gone waste. Then the storm comes. Then the person to whom he was asking, the boatman or the passenger, he asks, do you know swimming? The great storm has come, it is going to sink now. Do you know swimming? He says, no. Then he says, your whole life is gone. So like that, the Adhyayana, whatever we study, whatever we do, it must go with the practicality. Now suppose that Pandit had read and known he is not body, he is Atman. A cover of the body is falling off. He would have happily, unconcerned, he would have been sitting in the boat. Oh, whether body is there or not, it is immaterial. I am not the body at all. If body goes, nothing of mine is gone. It is just like a cloth that has been carried away by flood. So, nothing to worry, my body is like that, the whole thing. His understanding is right, his reading is right, but his practice is where he missed. Master smiling. What will a man gain by knowing so many scriptures? The one thing needed to know how to cross the river of this world. God alone is real, all else is illusory. How many times we hear this saying of Sri Ramakrishna. It's only an appearance, and we are experiencing, not something Sri Ramakrishna is telling out of blue. He is telling what we are practically seeing every moment of life. Every moment of life is entering into past, never to return, never to come back again by any means. Our childhood is gone forever. It will never come, nor we ever know of it. Similarly, all other things, one by one, our youth has passed away, never to return. So, how we are losing day by day, night by night, in vain, and we don't get anything in return. So, we are seeing life is like a passing show without any attainments. We are seeing this. Sri Ramakrishna said, all this is illusory. Don't hold on. Somehow, having come to this world, you have to do karma, action. Do it as an worship unto God and fulfill you the needs of your life, transcend and go. While Arjuna was aiming his arrow at the eye of the bird, Drona asked him, "What do you see? Do you see these kings?" "No, sir," replied Arjuna. "Do you see me?" "No." "The tree?" "No." "The bird on the tree?" "No." "What do you see then?" "Only the eye of the bird." He is aiming at the eye of bird. Nothing else is visible to him, because the one-pointed concentration. You can see this while the tiger is jumping on its prey. The whole, this one, his body, his mind, his senses, his energy, his pranas, all are in one line. They pray. It doesn't see anything. There was an instance in forest. I was in forest life for quite a long time. There, the forester came across two tigers, each facing other and waiting to attack the other. And both are looking at each other hours together. If one makes a small movement, the other jumps on it. It's sitting. From morning till evening they are sitting, looking at each other and waiting with all force to attack. Then the forester just took a gun and shot one of the tigers. The moment one is shot down, the one whom he had shot down, the moment the bullet touched, it has jumped on the other and killed that also before it dies. This, how that ekagra, one-pointed observations. This is how the meditation at higher levels also, from lowest level of withdrawal from the external world, pratyahara, we begin to turn inward and take up the inward journey. If we carry a small awareness of the external world, you cannot enter into the inner world. It is impossible. A little awareness of the waking state will never take you to the dream state or sleep. It keeps you bound to the waking state. It has to be snatched off. Then you enter. He who sees only the eye of the bird can hit the mark. He alone is clever, who sees God is real and all else is illusory. He alone is clever. Where is your cleverness? We apply in gaining things which are short-lived. All objects of the world, objects of enjoyment, we collect and keep, thinking one day I will enjoy and all this will help me. But when the time comes, all things fail. We have seen with our own eyes people who have gathered huge amount of money, wealth they have made in their life. They have number of children, relatives, friends, so huge circle, and objects, vehicles and this and that. Whatever need is there is there. But when his body fails, suppose a kidney fails, or heart is weakened, liver is not functioning, you can see nothing of this will help you. Only divine grace which can wipe away the karmic load, your dependence, love, sacrifice, love for nature and beings, alone will help you to overcome these or bear that silently. So this, nothing will help, nobody will help. He is clever. Now we are using all our cleverness, chaturya, in attainment of the things which are perishable. It is perishable. You must hold on to the imperishable and attend to the perishable. Family is perishable. Children are perishable. One day they are not going to be here on this earth. Wealth is perishable. All objects you have collected, vehicle or this or that, all are perishable. We need that. We have to handle. We have to work with it. But why should you leave the imperishable? Don't leave the imperishable, so that when all these perishable go away, including my bodily existence which is perishable, go away, I have no fear because I am holding on to the imperishable. What deed is there? What deed I have of other information? Hanuman once remarked, I do not know anything about the phases of moon or the position of stars. I only contemplate on Rama. To him, please buy a few fans for our use here. In those days, even in our childhood days, there used to be a hand fan. Now also some places we find hand fans. To Manilal, look here, pay a visit to his, meaning M's father. The sight of a devotee will inspire you. He is telling Manilal to visit the father of M, the author of the Gospel. A real M's father, M is ordained by the divine to be the messenger of carrying the message of the Master to the world. He is a Leela Sahachara, a participant in the divine play of Sri Ramakrishna. A person who has given birth to it, how much of purity, how much of sacrifice, how much of divine awareness he must be possessing to give birth to a person, a child who is going to be player in the Leela of God. So he is asking Manila to go and once in a way to meet that person. It must be a gem like which inspires the soul to move towards the divine. Wherever, one of the reasons why Sri Krishna asked Arjuna to see good and great in this world as his vibhuti, wherever you see anything good and great, remember me, I am there, in that way. So, that sight inspires the soul to move towards God. He starts loving God, seeing the glory of this world. Why should we see the glory of this world? It's just to love the owner, just to love the Divine Mother who is governing the entire thing and making everything move according to a definite law. So we want to go beyond the nature, our inner-nature, kama, krodha and all we have to. Otherwise it will be constantly giving problem to us from within, pestering us. So here we have to move. Look here, pay a visit to his M's father. Sight of a devotee will inspire you. To M, since my arm was injured, a deep change has come over me. I now delight only in the Naralila, human manifestation of God, Nitya and Leela. The Nitya is indivisible Sachidananda and Leela or sport takes various forms such as Leela of God, the Leela of deities, Leela of man, Leela of the universe as the universe. God is sporting, God is playing, divine play. Takes various forms such as Leela as God, Krishna, Rama. The Leela as deities were worshipped. The Leela as man, in human form, God coming. Leela as the universe. Whole universe is His Leela. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Shri Rama Krishna Arpanamastu.